All right, this week I pulled out some serious heat, so stay tuned. Hey, what's good guys? Hunter here and welcome back to the channel where I upload weekly fragrance content. So of course you know the drill. Hit the subscribe button down below and also make sure to follow me over on my Instagram page. So if you aren't familiar with this series, I basically run down what fragrance are worn each day, how many sprays, the kind of weather, and of course if that particular fragrance got a compliment or not. And like I said in the intro, I put out some serious heat. So let's get right into Sunday. Sunday was in the low 70s and sunny outside, and I pulled out the little brother to the king, which is Creed Aventus cologne, which is so good for a nice sunny day, and it still does share the Aventus kind of scent profile, but I believe it replaces the pineapple with mandarin, and it's just a much fresher take. And usually the girls prefer Aventus cologne over Aventus from my experience. However, on Sunday I did do some shopping, kind of chilled, and I only did 5 sprays of Aventus cologne, and my batch is actually the first batch that came out in 2019. I believe it's 19N01 if you are interested, and this stuff is a powerhouse. However, got no compliments on Sunday when I was out shopping and just getting some things done, but still, this is such a good fragrance. And if you love Aventus, you'll absolutely love this. And I know I need to get a bottle of Absolute Aventus to kind of complete the trifecta of Aventus in the collection. Monday was in the low 60s and kind of cloudy outside, so it was a little bit chilly. And on that day, I was very sick, could barely even smell anything. So I went with Super's Budapest Memories Gold, which is, in my opinion, probably the sexiest fragrance from the house of Supers that I've tried so far. It's very sweet, like caramel, vanilla, thick resinous honey. It's also got this kind of lactonic milky vibe about it as well, and this stuff is extremely potent and thick. Kind of fragrance to wear on a date night to make memories, hence that name Memories Gold, because trust me, you're gonna make some memories wearing this one. At least in her mind, because she won't be able to forget about you. But on that day, I did do only 5 sprays of this one because like I said, I was extremely sick. I know when I woke up in the morning, sprayed a fragrance on, I couldn't even smell myself until later on when my nose cleared. But I did want to go with a powerhouse, but I did keep the sprays to a minimal. I did get a compliment from a coworker though. She pretty much told me that it smells beautiful and a little bit feminine, which I could totally see because of how sweet and, like I said, caramel, vanilla, honey, milky vibes. So it could be a little bit feminine to some guys, but I would say it's still very much unisex, and I have no problems wearing this one at all. And if you do want to check out anything from the house of Supers, use my code HUNTER10 on their website, and that's going to save you 10% off your entire order. So definitely a house worthy of checking out without a doubt. Tuesday was also in the low 70s and cloudy outside, and I put out a brand new fragrance in my collection from one of my new favorite niche houses, and it is Bon Parfum 902, which is, in my opinion, what Tommy Shelby would smell like from Peaky Blinders. This would basically be his signature scent. So if you ever thought about that, this is the fragrance right here. You get this extremely authentic, boozy cognac note with this very kind of fresh green tobacco, and it's also extremely spicy, and I cannot wait to wear this one much more in like the fall time. But I couldn't help myself to pull this one out on that day, plus it wasn't so hot where it wouldn't be wearable. But wow, might be one of my new favorite boozy fragrances in my entire collection, even possibly surpassing Angel Share. I know I said 803 from this house is probably my favorite. I would say 803 is my favorite for like the spring and summer. This might be my favorite for like the fall and winter from Bon Parfum. On that day, I did do 10 sprays of 902. The performance was very good. You kind of expect that from a tobacco boozy fragrance as well. No complaints there. Got no compliments though, but still, I was smelling like a spicy, boozy delight throughout the entire day. Wednesday was in the low 80s and actually sunny outside, so it's starting to warm up a little bit. And I put out a fragrance from Raja Parfums that I've only worn a very select few times, and it is Elysium Eau Intense. And the reason that is because I much prefer Elysium Parfum Cologne over the Eau Intense. Even after wearing this one on that day, I still stand by that, even though this is a much kind of like different and unique take on that DNA. With this very kind of sour, watery vegetable rhubarb in the opening, you still get that kind of signature grapefruit as well, but it goes in a completely different direction. And I will give it that when it comes to the name Eau Intense. It's definitely an intense kind of a take on that scent profile, just done in a different way. And on that day, I did do 10 sprays of Elysium Intense, and no complaints, of course. Like I said, it is an intense fragrance without a doubt. I did also get a compliment from a coworker. She pretty much told me I smell very good. It's kind of watery and unique, which she nailed it on the head, guys. This is a very watery, unique fragrance without a doubt. And that's obviously coming from that rhubarb, which does come across very watery, a little bit sour in this one, but you have to be a fan of rhubarb to appreciate Eau Intense, because for me, it's definitely the primary note going on. But that's what I wore from Wednesday, is Elysium Eau Intense. Thursday happened to be the hottest day of the week in the high 80s and sunny, and I pulled out another new fragrance from Bon Parfumier, which fits that weather perfectly. This one though is 004, which is part of the cologne genre of fragrances, and this definitely gives off that cologne freshness without a doubt. Because in the opening of this, you're going to get a burst of citruses from like bergamot, lemon, and you also get this light fruity mandarin in the top also. Just ultra fresh and lively, guys. Like if you love those old school kind of cologne fragrances, this is going to be right up your alley. But it does dry down to this nice kind of gin and tonic juniper berry with this musky base that's very clean. And you also do get this slight earthy kind of fresh tobacco to kind of give it a little bit more complexity. Just the perfect fragrance to wear on a nice hot summer day. And if you want to smell fresh and actually packs a punch, this is it right here, because on that day I did do 10 sprays of 004 just to kind of see how this one performed, and I wasn't expecting much being obviously in the cologne collection. Even though it isn't an eau de cologne, it is still an eau de parfum, but it does smells like a cologne style fragrance, very fresh and kind of vibrant and a little bit transparent as well. But this guy seriously performed way above my expectations. Also got no compliments with 004. It's not necessarily like gonna be a compliment magnet. It's nothing sexy about it. It just smells fresh, clean, and very refreshing. But if you love those style fragrances, definitely put this one on your wish list. Friday was in the low 80s and also sunny outside, and I pulled out a fragrance cloning my signature scent, which is Tiger, and it is Alexandria Fragrances Black Panther. The kind of fragrance you literally can never go wrong with, guys. Very simplistic, but very, very good. You pretty much get that ginger, grapefruit, and ambroxan. And this clone of it is outstanding. As we all know, Black Panther is pretty much a legend, especially from the house of Alexandria. Plus the performance is outstanding and possibly even better than Tiger, believe it or not. So if you love Tiger, you don't want to spend over $400 on a bottle at retail, absolutely check out Black Panther. I do own a few clones, a few inspired by versions of Tiger, and this is still one of my absolute favorites. Friday, I pretty much ran a bunch of errands, got things done, and I just wanted to pull this one out for some reason. I haven't worn it in quite some time, but you can literally never go wrong with this scent profile. And I also did do 10 sprays of this one. Got no compliments, but guys, when I'm out running errands and stuff, I usually got my AirPods in, kind of like just getting things done, blocking out the world. So even if somebody tried to compliment me or has complimented me, I probably didn't even hear them with my noise cancellation going on. Because at the end of the day, this is a compliment beast. People usually lose their mind over this fragrance, and I did get some crazy looks walking around. So if you're looking for a compliment magnet that is signature worthy as well, and you are on a budget, definitely check this out. So wrapping the week off on Saturday was in the high 70s and sunny outside, and I wanted to pull out something tropical, and this is one of the best fragrances from Mind Games. This is Blockade, which is basically like a fruity mango take on aventus, and it's outstanding. And this one definitely gets a lot of hype from Mind Games, and that's for good reason. So if you like aventus and you like mango, this is worthy of checking out because it's a lot more fruity and less smoky than aventus. It's not obviously a clone by any means, but it does share that similar scent profile. And of course, with Mind Games, it is very expensive, but you are getting a very high quality, natural smelling fragrance. I will say Blockade is definitely in my top 3 from this house, and I do own 8 from Mind Games. However, I only did do 5 sprays of Blockade because I didn't actually do much on that day, so obviously didn't want to overspray this one. Kind of just chilled out, watched UFC in the evening and things like that. But I was smelling like I should be somewhere tropical with this one on. And I'm kind of curious, let me know down below your favorite mango fragrance that you have or that you've tried. I know I do definitely want to try God of Fire, which does get a ton of hype. And that's also a dominant mango fragrance as well. So I got to get my nose on that. That's going to do it for my weekly fragrance rotation. As always, guys, let me know down below the bangers you guys chose to wear throughout the week. You guys always pull out serious heat. And besides that though, leave a like, subscribe below if you guys haven't already. And of course, you already know, I'll catch all of you back here in my next upload. Take care, everybody.